Alright, so there's a new name being linked with Man United and it's an interesting one. Myles Lewis-Skelly. Now, this isn't your typical flashy transfer rumor, this is more of a profile signing, more of a system fit. And the question is simple. Is this a clever bit of business from INEOS or are United overthinking it again? Let's break this down properly. So first thing, what kind of a player are we talking about? Lewis-Skelly comes through at Arsenal's Highland Academy and originally he's a midfielder. That's important because even though he's been used as a left back under Arteta, he doesn't play like a traditional fullback. He steps into midfield, he gets on the ball, he helps control the tempo. It's very similar to how Arteta has used players like Zinchenko or Pep has used players like Zinchenko. So already you're not just signing a defender, you're signing someone who can dictate play from deeper areas. Now let's talk about what he actually brings because there's a lot to like. On the ball, he's very good. Tight spaces don't faze him, he's comfortable receiving under pressure, turning and progressing the ball. That's something United have lacked at times, especially from deeper positions. Ball carrying is another big thing. He doesn't just pass sideways, he drives forward. He commands players and opens up space. And in modern football, that's massive. In terms of passing range, he's solid. He's not just safe, he looks forward, looks to break lines and is just good at it. And tactically he's sharp. He understands when to step in the midfield, when to hold his width, when to support attacks with overlaps, and that comes from being developed as a midfielder first. And then there's a mentality. He's confident, he wants the ball, and he doesn't hide. For a young player, that stands out straight away. But let's be balanced here. He's not the finished article. Defensively, there's still work to do. Positioning of the ball can be inconsistent at times. He's not really dominant, and physically, while he's quick and mobile, he's not overpowering. So if you're expecting a defensively elite, traditional left back, like maybe an old Luke Shaw or maybe Lewis Hall right now, that's not what you're getting. You're getting a technical progressive player who fits a certain style of play, which is inverting fullbacks. When you want an overlapping fullback, you might get into trouble. Now this is where things get interesting because despite his talent, he hasn't been playing much this season. Under Arteta, he's found himself in and out of the team, only a handful of starts, limited minutes, and at a club pushing for titles, that's not ideal for development. There's also the financial side. Arsenal may need to sell players to fund new signings, and when that happens, young players, even talented ones, can become available. So this isn't about Arsenal not rating him, it's about timing, squad balance, and opportunity. Now, here's the key part. Does he actually make sense for United? At left back, there's a clear issue. Luke Shaw's quality, but injuries are a constant concern and, well, he's beyond his prime. Beyond that, you're relying on younger options who aren't quite ready yet. So United need depth. But not just any depth, they need players who can help in build up. And that's where Skelly fits in. He gives you control in possession, ability to step into midfield, press resistance from deeper areas, and here's a big thing, he can also play in the midfield, and that versatility is huge. So instead of signing two separate players, you're effectively covering two positions with one. And that's smart squad building, and that's what modern teams are doing. Now realistically, can this deal happen? It's possible, but it's not straightforward. Buying from Arsenal is never easy, especially when you're direct rivals and it's a Highland product. And because of its potential, the fee won't be cheap. United have to be convinced this is a long-term piece, not just a squad option, and if Arsenal need to sell, there's a window there. If they don't, this probably doesn't move forward. So overall, Myles Lewis-Skelly is a very interesting profile, not a blockbuster signing, but one that could quietly improve the structure of the team. If INEOS is serious about building a smarter squad, this is exactly the kind of move you look at because he is one of these players who has a very good IQ on the pitch. But as always with United, comes down with execution, and it also comes down to whether Lewis-Skelly wants to leave Arsenal and will be okay to come to United.